إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. May I have that, please? Okay, today's lesson, today we're doing tafsir on Surat Az-Zalzalah. Surat Az-Zalzalah is the 99th surah, and we're going to just go over it. Basically, as we were going over before, we're saying Tafsir 101 is what we're going to do. Everybody knows what you're supposed to do. Recite with me. Tafsir 101 is what we're going to break each surah down for every one of you, from whence it came, its length, its name, its placement, and just what it claims, right? And what it claims. So there goes to what? For what reason? To learn Quran and pass it for Muslims learning. So here goes what we're checking here. We're checking for these 5 things right here. And we're still in the surahs of ikhtilaf, right? In 12 surah, there's ikhtilaf amongst the senior scholar staff. Falaq, Mutaffifin, Rahmanur Ra'dul, Az-Zalzalah. Okay, here we go. Aqadru along with Saf, no one's word. So is deemed enough. So in these 12 surah, we're almost at the end. That's good. And then we're going to start just going through the whole Quran. But we're going through these 12 surah in Fatiha, Falaq and Nas, Mutaffifin, Ikhlas, Rahmanur Ra'dul, At-Taghabun. So we're in the 10th surah, right? Out of the 12 surahs of ikhtilaf. And what's the ikhtilaf about? What does ikhtilaf mean? What's the difference of opinion, Umar? She bailed you out. Where the surah was revealed, from whence it came, right? In the first chapter. Whence it came. Where are the 2 places it can come from? Mecca or Medina. What do we call a Meccan surah? Before migration. Meccan surahs came before migration. So it might not have been revealed inside of Mecca as long as it was revealed before migration. Before Hijrah. That's the criteria of a Meccan surah. Right? Or we wouldn't have Iqra, because where was it revealed? In the Mount Hira, right? Was that inside Mecca? No, but it's a Meccan surah. Why? Before migration, right? That was the first of the revelation. So before migration. And the reason why these chapters have the ikhtilaf, because you'll find usually these surah, well, maybe they were revealed around the time of what? Hijrah. So sometimes you'll find, if you do some greater research, that this was a late Meccan surah according to some historians, or an early Medinan surah according to others. Because it was the years of Hijrah began. Or there could be some other factors based on where it was and stuff like that. So today we're on Az-Zalzalah. Say, follow me. Az-Zalzalah. Az-Zalzalah. And hopefully everybody read this surah because they knew they were going to do it this week. And it says, the world convulses. You have the paper, right? The world convulses, cracks, and shakes. Az-Zalzalah. The whole earth quakes, right? What's the rest?
With 8 ayah is 99.
With 8 ayah, it's 99.
In Meccan
In Meccan or Medinan time. The day the earth throws out her weight. And what goes next? And man gets herded to his fate. Okay, let's go through this real quick so we can get to the tafsir part of it. This, remember, this is to help you remember this surah and to explain it to somebody who comes to you and says, hey, you're Muslim, right? What is Az-Zalzalah? What is that? Isn't that a surah in the Quran? Don't you follow Quran and Sunnah? Don't you follow Quran? You say, yes, of course I follow Quran. Well, what is Zalzalah? What is that all about? What does that mean? You say the world convulses, cracks, and shakes. What does that describe? The Az-Zalzalah, the whole earth quakes. So Az-Zalzalah, linguistically, this tells us the name of it. We have the name in English and we have the name in Arabic, right? As the Arabic word is Az-Zalzalah. As a rule, whenever a word in Arabic repeats itself, like Zalzala or Qalqala or Laqlaq, any of these sounds like that, that means it's a sound word. It's a movement. Some type of action is happening. Harika. Do you understand that? So, like for example, we have the word qalqala. Everybody say qalqala. An easy example because we use it in tajweed. It's when you sound off on that ba, you say ibba. Or that qaf, you say al-haqqa. Right? See that popping sound. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. That dal, that popping sound, that's qalqala. It's a strike on a letter that doesn't really have a sound on it, a consonant. So likewise, zalzala is that movement. And it's the movement that when the whole world convulses and cracks open and starts to shake. That's when the whole earth quakes. That's a zalzala. Severe, long earthquakes. So we have the name right there. Okay, with 8 ayah, it's 99. How many ayah is this? What's the length of this surah?
8 ayah.
8 ayah. As a point to remember, this surah comes after Suratul Bayyinah. It comes down, it was revealed around the same time as Suratul Bayyinah. It has the same amount of ayah as Suratul Bayyinah. Okay? So there's something just to remember, help you remember. The word ayah here is spelled like this is the plural of ayat. This, you can say ayah, you can say ayah, and you can say ayat. All of them mean the same thing, which is ayah. Instead of us saying ayats and stuff like that, let's learn what the proper terminology is. And it's ayah, if we're saying plural, and sometimes we say ayat. Okay? So with 8 ayah, it's 99. What does that mean? It's 99. It's placement. So it's the 99th chapter, right? These are simple things. 99th surah. What does the word surah mean? Since someone said it. What does it mean? Walls around. For the ayah that they surround. So surah is a wall, right? And in the context of the Quran, it represents a wall around these certain ayat that represent and make this, like we have some ayat over here, right? And so we put a wall around them. This wall is called surah. And so you name that surah, right? And then you put a wall around these ayat over here, and you name that surah. And this would be Suratul Nas, and this would be Suratul Falaq. So it's like a citadel. Those surah, that wall protects those ayat from spilling into another surah, for someone getting confused and not understanding which surah is which surah. So the word surah literally means what? The word surah literally means? The word surah literally means walls around something, a city. But what is it as a terminology? Wow. What is surah as a terminology? Subhanallah. It's a chapter in the Quran. Okay? Where did we distinguish? A chapter in the Quran. Very simple. You knew the answer. Everybody was afraid. No problem. Okay. It's 99. So Zalzalah is the 99th surah. In Meccan or Medinan time, what does that represent? The ikhtilaf. So this surah, it came down. There's ikhtilaf. Whether it came down in Mecca or in Medinan time. And this is what this line points to. So if someone comes to you and say a non-Muslim or just another Muslim who doesn't know this, didn't take a class on tafsir, and he says to you, you know, Akhi, me and my brother over here arguing, I read in Ibn Kathir and it says this is a Meccan surah, but then he read in a Tabari and it said it was Medinan surah. What's the deal here? You know, what's going on here? You studied tafsir. Is it Meccan or Medinan? Can't be both. You say, well, actually, in 12 surah, there's amongst who? The senior scholars. So what about us?